Alright, well this is about my 7th time recording because every time I hit upload it just disappears, so hopefully this one will work. Discursive positioning in the article about troubling to troubled connects to the school-to-prison pipelines and zero tolerance in many different ways. But the main one that stuck out to me was that the students are limiting themselves into positions that they believe the people and school system expect. Collins says it a little bit better on page 745, stating that students are limiting themselves to the way they see education supposed to be ran. For example, they see the teachers as the ones up front teaching the students and themselves as the ones sitting there listening and retaining the information. When we allow students to think this way, we are allowing them to fall into a pattern that will only hurt themselves. How? They will not strive to help other students and allow those students to see other people's ways of thinking. Or they will not help teach the teacher something new that she may not have known. When looking at the prison's pipeline situation, this is the exact same thing that is happening, and Richard Ross really opened my eyes to it in depth. When in these prisons, the children have no choice on what to do. They are put into a position where they know what is expected of them, and they know who are the ones expecting it. If they do something that correctional officer doesn't exactly like, they're going to be put into segregation, into a little closet where they're all by themselves, really showing them that we are not there to help or support them. All they have is themselves. Do we think that belittling children to think that they are under us as adults really help them in any way? Most of these children see themselves as adults because they are the ones taking care of themselves every day. If you were the one waking you and all your brothers up, getting them ready for school, and then an adult is belittling you, would it make you feel helped, or would it make you want to act out even more? Do we think taking them out of schools because of a law like zero tolerance is acceptable? What exactly are we telling our students if we just throw them to the curb when they do something that we might not like? I'm sure I do something they don't like sometimes, but I'm still there and I'm never thrown to the curb. Schools are a place students need to feel loved and accepted. This is all tying into warm demanders. Like Ware said, we should be providing the second mother-like feel to our students, not being the one to push them when they're down. The continuum of troubling to troubled behavior talks about how different races may be more likely to fall under these categories. I disagree. I believe that students' home lives and how they're supported along with how they feel about themselves is the main source. I do not think that a chemical in your skin making you darker or lighter is in any way affects the way that you are kicked out of school. It doesn't at all. There's no way. However, if we as teachers are there to allow the students to feel that they can become someone important, that they are worth living, that we are there and we will support them, that they can become something, they are more likely to do it, to do just what we make them feel like. This ties into the beginning of our semester when we watched a thing about Tupac and how that woman came along and really told him he was worth living, he was worth doing something more in his life than being on the streets. And Tupac did just that. I personally want my students to feel like that, not like they have to tread on the line of some zero tolerance act. I want them to see us all as equal learners in a sense that we're all helping each other reach our full potential. They're teaching me every day just as much as I'm teaching them. I'm not saying I don't want my students to respect me as the teacher or the adult in the room, because I do. But you can earn that respect without overusing it. To earn this overlying respect and to build trust with my students, I want to get to know them on a personal level. I want to go to their sports games, to see them in an environment that they may be more comfortable in, to see them in an environment that they strive and they feel like they are really important and they're needed. Just like in the article, and just like in Ware's article, the teacher really stuck out to me was Miss Willis. An excerpt from from Ware's article that really helped me was to help build a relationship with her students. Miss Willis mentioned that she would allow them to listen to a radio while they worked, simply because it pleased the students. Another example of how she taught the whole child and manifested her dedication to their needs emerged from her concern about children who arrived at school without adequate hygiene preparation. If the children appeared with unwashed faces or unclean clothes, she provided clothing and toiletries for their use. I want to be that teacher. I want my students to know that I'm there only to help them succeed. I never want them to think I'm the one there to say, "Ha, your answer's wrong," or to be like, "Oh, you said the S word, go to the office." I want to talk to them. I want to know where their pain's coming from, and I want to be there to help them. I want my students to know that I care for them and I value them as humans and as individuals, not as some person that I get to tell what to do every single day.